room. All of us, we're going to start in straight leg forward fold. So we're actually going to start in a little bit of a compressed pose in terms of front body, but lengthening out the back body. So if you want to just move the hips, let the flesh of the sit bones move backwards. This will help to give you a bit of an anterior tilt. So as you come forward, you'll start to feel like you're able to just lean in a little bit more. You can start with your feet flexed, but then gently let your feet relax so that your toes maybe turn out. So it's a bit more yin-like. And let the head drop, let the chin come towards the chest. Turn your palms to face up. As we start in this shape this morning, we're beginning to unfurl the back of the body, creating space right from the back of the neck. So that part of the vertebrae, the top of the spine that can feel a little bit tender, a little bit tight, all the way down middle upper back. So shoulder blades separate, space starts to grow between the shoulder blades. Middle lower back as well, the sacrum, that flat bony prominence of your lower back. You can almost visualize like a palm, someone's palm of hand on that space, allowing a gentle pressure forwards, but also you'll feel like this area is able to spread a bit more. It's less of a relaxation sensation, more of a opening, a space of surrender. And sit bones grounded to the earth is kind of our pinpoint place. Pinning down our hamstring and that those tendons and ligaments in the back of the thigh, so that as we start to lengthen, move back of upper leg, back of knees, start to feel a little bit of tugging maybe through the calf muscles of the lower leg. And also the pressure of the floor beneath you, gently almost providing a little hands-on massage, like the pressure of that firmness teamed up together with the sense of letting go. Take a few more deep breaths here. And as you exhale each time, feel how your body almost reacts with a softening. This texture of not holding on or gritting or gripping, but rather just gently softening the edges. As you inhale, feel how your belly expands and also your lower back ribs. As you exhale, the belly button gently draws in, not forcefully, just a slow little pulling in. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then as you inhale, start to gently unravel the spine. As you start to come all the way up, give your shoulders a big shrug at the top, up to the ears, back and down. And let's plant our hands back behind us, fingers point towards the bum. Bending the knees, take the feet flat to the floor, heels as close to the body as feels good. Spread the toes, inhale, start to press through the feet, lift the hips, maybe the head drops back. Exhale, let the sit bones slowly, softly come towards the floor. Inhale, lift the hips, let the head maybe drop back as you let the stretch move through the arms, the shoulders, biceps. Exhale to lower down. Now you can close the eyes if this feels nice, or keep the eyes open if that feels safer and better for you. As you drop the head back, notice how now the stretch moves through the front of the neck, the throat. And then one more here. Lifting the hips, squeeze the bum, push the hips high. And then as you lower down, coming all the way back, coming into Sukhasana with our left ankle in front of our right. And then leaning forward, you're going to take the backs of the hands to the floor, fingers point in, and take a little bit of wrist relief here. So gently rock and roll side to side. Letting the backs of the hands get a little massage, the forearms take a little bit of relief as well as you start to lengthen tendons, ligaments there. Nice. And then slowly as you inhale, start to release the hands from the floor. Place the left fingertips down by the side of your hip and reach the right arm up and over. So we'll take a side bend release here. So thinking about pinning the right sit bone down and lengthening the right armpit up towards the sky, like somebody's tied a piece of string in there and it's gently pulling up. One more deep breath in. One more long exhale. And then as you inhale, come through the center and move the other way. So right hand comes down, left arm up and over. Same rules apply here. Left sit bone pins down, left armpit draws up. So really trying to lift from that space rather than just from the hand, rather than just using the arm to create space. As you inhale, gently come through the center, left fingertips behind you, right hand to the thigh, and let's take a twist. Lift tall through the crown of the head and really anchor the hand to the thigh to try and assist here, lifting as much as you can upwards before rotating. Lovely, everyone. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Soften your face, unclench your jaw. That's it, let your shoulders drop. Come back through the center, inhale, and go the other way. And sometimes we don't even realize where we're holding that tension. Take a deep breath in as you lift tall through the crown of the head. Soften your lips so that they're just gently resting on top of each other. You're not squeezing them down. Deep breath in. Long breath out. And slowly coming back through to the center, taking the right ankle in front of the left. Fit the backs of the hands down again, fingers point in, and let's take another little bit of wrist relief here, rocking side to side. So now the wrists are maybe slightly more open. Let's see what happens if we then turn the palms down and the fingers out. It's the same thing. We might not get as much kind of traction here because we're not fully leaning our body weight in, but notice the feeling in the palm of the hands, particularly around the thumb and the wrist as you start to try and move side to side. Bring your hands close together when you do this as well. Notice the feeling there in the forearm. Nice. And slowly releasing the hands. Let's give the wrists a little bit of a movement and a little bit of a flick through the fingers as well. Rolling over the ankles, rolling over the feet. Come onto your hands and knees. Spread the fingers wide, fingers point forwards, knees underneath your hips. And then just level out the pelvis and the spine for a moment. Take just this time to just be here in this shape. Let your belly soften. Try not to grip in your belly or pull the belly button in. Try not to suck the tummy in at all. Just letting the breath move easily through that space. And when you feel ready to, intuitively start to move towards cat-cow, so inhaling to lift chin and tailbone. Exhaling to round spine, tucking everything under. And just moving forwards and backwards in and out of this shape, slow and steady. Maybe you gently rock forwards and backwards. And as you start to feel space grow in the front and back body and your spine starts to warm up, and recognize this movement as well. Maybe you start to take it a little bit more personally. So you move the hips in any direction and start to exaggerate the movement to suit you and your body's needs this morning. You could even tuck the toes, pressing forwards and backwards, round and round, side to side, lengthening. And then from here, slowing down the movement, bringing your block into the center of your mat and turning your palms to face up, little fingers in, thumbs out to the side, elbows down as you take them either side of the block, like you're trying to squeeze the block together, curling the toes under, inhale, lift the hips and push the body, the heart and the head back towards the thighs. So you feel like you're getting this real length through the backs of the legs, and you might need to soften your knees to take away the pressure. Squeeze the block firmly with the little fingers, really squeeze in, nice. And let your head just dangle. So maybe you take a little shake through your head gently side to side. Maybe looking to the left and the right elbow. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Lower the knees down to the floor. Big toes touch and then sit back to the heels in child's pose, releasing your hands away from the block. Let your forehead come to the floor and spread your arms as wide as they need to go to let the chest drop closer towards the earth beneath you. Shoulders open, belly soft. Body starts to move towards the ground beneath you. Can you breathe a little deeper? Can you find a bit more space in your lower back, your sacrum? How do the inner thighs feel? The groin. Inhale, slowly start to rise. Come back to your hands and knees and draw the knees together at the center. Stick the left leg out to the side and heel ball toe the left foot as wide as feels good, keeping the hips above your right knee or like in line with your right knee. As you start to maybe come forwards onto forearms, you could use the block here and start to move your bum forwards and backwards, your hips sway. As you start to find that sweet spot, deep in the internal left thigh, left side groin, as you begin to just massage and floss out that nerve and muscle space in the inner thigh. So just take your time, move slow. Maybe as you oscillate here, you move side to side, round in circles. You might get a really tender spot and you could stay there and just breathe. It's kind of like we're coming straight into that half split shape. So for those of you who find this way of opening the pelvis hard, external rotation of femur and opening of the pelvis that way, a challenge, this might be a lot. So take it slow. Slowly walk up onto your hands. Bring the foot in a little bit, heel ball toe it in, just enough so you feel stable. Foot flat to the floor, come all the way up to gate pose. So slide your left hand down your left leg, reach your right arm up and over. And again, move from the armpit up. So right armpit towards the sky. Right arm remains really nice and long and straight as you lean across as far as your body feels like it wants to go. And then it's a lift, like you're trying to separate the right armpit from the top of the right hip. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale, come through the center. Take the right hand down next to the right knee. You're welcome to bring a block underneath the hand. As you squeeze the hips forwards, so squeeze the butt, push the hips forwards, left arm comes up and over. You don't have to use a block and you can use it on any setting. Hand just wants to be firmly placed down so it can push into the floor or the block beneath it. Deep breath in. And slowly from here, spin the left hand forwards, right hand meets it. Tuck your right toes under. And then as you lift your bum up, left leg stays out to the side and it starts to rise with you, and then bring it back and up, three-legged dog. Keep the left leg straight, sweep it down past your right foot and take really big circles with that left leg. It's like you're trying to stir a pot of treacle with your whole leg. It's the biggest pot of treacle ever in existence. You're working at the treacle factory. It's not in line with health and safety, but we're yogis, we do what we gotta do. Take one more big movement here, all the way up and back. And the next time the leg comes through, pigeon pose, sweep the knee behind the wrist, shin lays down. So you've got a few blocks here, loads of things you can do with it. Maybe the block comes underneath the left thigh, lowest or middle setting. Maybe you let your hips suspend in the air. Remember that it's not about pushing the body into the deepest possible shape right now. We've got loads of time to open up. Maybe you come onto forearms, maybe blocks come underneath hands or elbows. Maybe you use a block underneath the forehead. You've got an option here with the back leg. You can tuck the toes and lift the back knee, straightening out the leg, or push into the top of the right toes and lift the knee. And this will relieve some of the pressure and also make it an even more active stretch, an active pigeon pose. So your right thigh will start to engage. When that happens, if you choose that option, unclench your teeth and relax your face. Tempting to grip one place in the body and then just go and hold on tight in our jaw, especially when we're working around pelvic floor as well. Suddenly our jaw can go and clench down. So take another deep breath in. Long exhale. Slowly come up onto the hands if we're not there already. Tuck your right toes to relieve the knee if it's not already happening, and slide the left leg back. Take it all the way back, tuck the left toes under and just pause for a moment to lengthen out. Maybe you rock forwards and backwards, moving over the toes, the ball of the left foot. And then slowing the rock forwards and backwards down, pick up the right foot, spin it out to the right side, spin to the instep of your left foot and reach your left hand high. And then reach your left hand towards the front of your mat, towards me if you're here in the room, or towards the front edge of your practice space at home. Squeeze the bum and push the hips through. Make it a little bit Wild Thing-esque, okay? So really start to lengthen the psoas muscle. Thick bands of connective tissue. The only band of connective tissue that connects the upper and lower body. Fun fact of the day. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Slowly start to come through back onto your left hand, spin onto your left toes, and then bring your left knee down next to your right as you come back to your tabletop. Let's move through cat-cow again, inhaling and exhaling. Finding space, maybe you move forwards and back, maybe your hips now need a little bit more rolling round in circles, perhaps. Slow and steady. Allow your body to find that space. And then from here, slow the movement down. Take the block between the little fingers again, palms face up. Let's lengthen back body, activate shoulders, pressing down into your forearms and elbows, tuck the toes, lift the hips high, let the toes spread wide and soften your knees a little bit to take the pressure away from pushing back into the knee joint. Breathe really nice and deeply here. And let your belly expand as you inhale and soften as you exhale. Pushing into your elbows and forearms. Soften your face again, unclench the teeth, maybe even smile. Lowering the knees, slow and steady. Coming up onto your hands and keeping your knees underneath your hips. This time we're going to go right leg out to the side. So if you've got a wall next to you like me, you might need to shuffle around, those of you at home. Right leg comes all the way out to the side, sole of the foot, I was about to say palm of the foot, I always say that. Sole of the foot down, toes pointing ahead. And just keep wriggling it until you can find that sweet spot where when you move forwards and back or side to side, you start to feel maybe a little bit more intensity on the inner thigh, the groin, and just oscillate that area. So move gently in that space. Notice what your body is feeling here. Is this the most intense space for you? And then slow down the movement, heel ball toe the right foot in a little bit, come all the way up, slide your right hand onto your right leg, left arm up and through the sky, taking a side bend stretch. So think about the armpit again to sky, trying to separate the hip bone and the bottom of the armpit here as you start to reach the armpit higher, deep breath in. Long exhale. You can use a block underneath your left hand as you come up and through. Left hand to the floor or the block, right hand up and over by the ear. And again, real length here. So firmly press your right foot into the floor. Check in with your right foot and make sure that the foot is kind of in line with the left knee. It's not in front of or behind. Toes still point straight ahead. Good, deep breath in. As you exhale, spin the chest forwards, right then left hand comes down. Tuck the left toes under. And then see if you can lift the right leg all the way up out to the side and down dog and then back up into three-legged dog. Keep the leg nice and straight and fire up the right foot. So flex, point, whatever feels good. Moving the right leg in circles down past your left foot, up out to the side, back to the sky, and then back around. Again, treacle factory, your leg's only job is to stir that stickiness around and around. Level out the shoulders, press through the palms, really activate the shoulders and the arms as you take this movement. And then bring the right knee behind the right wrist the next time that you come through. Lay the shin down. Let your thigh be supported by the block. And come forward slow and steady onto forearms. Let your eyes close, let your head rest. And just let yourself breathe. Figure out what feels good with that back leg. Is it toes tucked? Is it toes down? Nice. And if you activate the back leg, relax the jaw. Taking one more deep breath here. One more exhale. Slowly walk up onto your hands if they're not already there. Move any props out from underneath you. Tuck the back toes. And this time as you lift the back knee, slide it all the way back to down dog. Pedal out the heels, let your body lengthen. Belly back to thighs. And then pop up onto the balls of the feet. Walk, step the feet to the top of the mat, slow as you want to go. Let your feet land underneath your hips at the top and dangle. Length with the back of the body. Soften chin to chest. Maybe eyes closed or eye gaze is softer. Notice if the temptation is to grip the floor. Can we turn the backs of the hands to the earth, palms face up? Where can you invite bits of softness here into practice today? Even in play, can you find the ability to be soft, to be steady? Deep breath in. Long exhale. Slowly with chin to chest. I'm going to start the process of unraveling. So coming all the way up. When you get to the top, give your shoulders a big shrug up to the ears, back and down. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Maybe you look to your thumb so your head might drop back, throat exposed. Take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. And then as you exhale, lift it up and lean over to the right hand side. So taking a side bend stretch, pushing your hip lightly over to the left. Come back to the center, inhale. Exhale, go the other way. Hip goes over to the right. So I'm deliberately trying to over exaggerate the curvature in the side body here, trying to create that crescent moon shape with my body. Let's try it one more time each way, back through the center. Hip over to the left. Be mindful of the lower back here. If there's any pain, then come a little bit away from the stretch. Squeeze the bum, engage the legs. Come back to the center. And as you exhale, forward fold, swan dive down, hinge from your hips. Inhale, look up halfway. And exhale, step just your left foot back. Lower left foot to the floor, straight back into half Hanumanasana. Straighten out the front leg, pull the toes up towards you. Hands either side of the right shin. Take a deep breath in as you press the heel down. Exhale, fold, float. Imagine you're a tablecloth just gently draping over your lovely table. That's your leg. And let your forehead drop towards the bottom of your shin. Gently encourage your right sit bone back a little bit, because likelihood is it spins forwards to allow access for your hamstring, which is good. But we want to just take that stretch maybe a little bit further without having to drop quite as far. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, lift the head, bend your right knee and come forwards. So from here, you might need to lift the back knee to spin, or you might be okay to roll straight onto the fleshy part of your left knee. Spin the toes out to the side and bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot, to the floor or to a block. Left hand spins straight to the sky. It's like the mini version of side angle. Back knee down. Check in with your right knee that it sits on directly above your right ankle, that it's not shooting past the ankle or too far back. Good. Tuck the hips or the bum cheeks under a little bit, so squeeze and engage. And then half bind this left arm if that feels good. Wrap it behind you. Search for the top of your right thigh with the fingers. Lovely, everyone. As you draw the left shoulder back, can you drop the right ear to the right shoulder? Length through neck. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, who needed that one? Ooh. Big stretch through the neck and the shoulders. Deep breath in. Long exhale. As you inhale, slowly come all the way up. Take your hands to your hips, turn your right toes in. Left hand goes down at the back part of the mat. Right hand up and over. Push the hips through again, a little bit like Wild Thing for a moment. Deep breath in. Long exhale. And then become a little bit more stable. So you might not push the hips through quite as much. It might not become quite as bendy through the back for now. But as you level out the pelvis, level out the hips, push hard into your left hand, lift your right leg off the floor, flex the foot. Lovely. Stay here, or begin to bend your right knee, take the heel towards the bum, and maybe you reach back with your right hand and catch the foot. And then if the foot comes into the hand, I want you to cause a little bit of a riot between your hand and your foot and push the foot back into the hand so that the shoulder starts to open. Still, you could drop the left ear to left shoulder if that's where you feel like you're getting most release. Really nice, everyone. Deep breath in. Exhale, release the foot slowly. Take it out first of all, hover. And then place the foot all the way down. Bring the right hand down. Walk to the long edge of your mat and heel ball toe the right foot wide again. We're back into that inner groin, inner thigh stretch, moving forwards and backwards, finding that sweet spot where we find big release. And just allow yourself to breathe in here. And then slowly from here, walk up onto your hands if you're not already there. Heel ball toe the right foot in a little way. Be mindful of this left knee. So for some of us, it's okay to walk forwards, be right on the fleshy part of the knee and spin the foot back. For others, you'll want to pick the knee up. Frame the right leg again as you come into half Hanuman with the back toes tucked. Block can come under left hand if you want it to, or you can stay hand to floor. Inhale, spin the right hand up to the sky as you push your right butt cheek back. So you're trying to create space through the right side of the hip, the lower back, the IT band. Press down firmly through the left hand, deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale, slowly bring this right hand down again. Bend your right knee. This time sink into lunge. So drop your pelvis all the way down. Blocks can come under hands if that feels good, or hands to the floor so you don't have to have blocks if you don't want to, but let your body drop to the inside of your thigh, spread your right toes and check in with the ankle and knee alignment as well. So try and get this left hip flexor to be like a heavy weight drawing down towards the earth, like it's got a weight tied to it, and you're trying to open up that hip flexor, which ultimately will start to bring a little bit of space into psoas. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Push down into your blocks as you tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and just gently start to rock forwards and backwards. You might want the blocks on a slightly higher level here. So you might want to spin them slightly onto the highest level or maybe middle level, depending on how much room you've got. And you want the blocks definitely wider than your hips, but not so wide that you can't actively press into them. And then from here, you're going to step the leg through and land in your pistol squat. So right knee bends, left leg hovers and hold. Take a deep breath in. Don't worry if you don't catch it. Sit the bum down. Let the sole of the right foot come to the inside of your left thigh. Activate your left foot. Inhale, reach the hands high. Exhale, fold forwards, catch the foot, ankle or calf. Breathe into it as you find space. Good. Start to move in a little deeper. And let your body slowly and steadily open up here. Inhale, releasing the foot, slowly unraveling the spine. Scoot this right leg up and taking the right knee into the crease of the right elbow or even up towards the armpit, and the right foot either into the left hand or crease of left elbow. Take a little rock, move it forwards and backwards. So imagine you're trying to get the thigh bone that's in the pelvis to just take a bit more movement. So you might take a bit of a circular motion, forwards and backwards might feel better for you. And then from here, start to bring the right leg up and over right shoulder, squeezing the top of the arm. Continue that gentle movement. So it might not be quite as fast now. You might be not moving quite as much, but still trying to keep a little bit of movement in the body. Turn your blocks onto the lowest setting and take them either side of the hip. Now continuing to squeeze the top of your arm. And if you've got cloth to cloth here, it's really not great. So keep squeezing the arm, squeezing the arm. Press down into your blocks, look forward. And as you press down, bum might lift. As your bum lifts, left foot might hover, okay? You can come up and down if you want to repeat action. So if the foot doesn't come off the floor, yeah, press and then lower, press and then lower. Or you can stay and hold and see how long you can hold your elephant trunk for. Squeeze that right thigh in. So some of your knees are coming really wide out to the side. Try and that's it, really squeeze it in like you want it to be best friends with your right shoulder. Get a deep breath in. Everyone's like, I thought this was stretchy. What's happened? This has changed. Good, well done. And then let the leg come down. Release the right leg, take it out in front of you. Back to first ever pose, just forward fold. Just forward fold. This time activate the feet. Maybe your hands come around or these fingers come around. Big toes, ankles, calves, wherever you want to hold on to. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Slowly from here, rise all the way up. Scoop the hands under the backs of the thighs and just take a little rock and roll up and down your spine. So slow and steady, toes tap as you rise. Feet maybe tap over the head on your way back. So you take that deeper stretch through the back body maybe. The feet come over the head in some way. A little bit of energy again. You're going to land in a minute in your Uttanasana forward fold. So when you're ready, rocking all the way up and over, feet under hips, dangle again. So not Uttanasana, rather ragdoll. Let your chin tuck to your chest. Let your hands be soft so you don't have to grip the floor or feel like you even have to touch the floor. Soften your face, look back behind you, notice the back of the neck. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Nice. Inhale, halfway lift, fingers to the shins or the earth. Exhale, step the right foot back this time, straight into our half split. So right knee comes down and then straighten out the left leg. Again, blocks could come under hands if you wanted them to, or fingertips to the floor. Take a deep breath in, look forwards past your left big toe. And exhale, drape the body forwards and down over the leg. Spin your left hip back slightly, so left butt cheek, could just gently knock it backwards, just to let the length grow through the back leg. Deep breath in. Long exhale. And then as you inhale, rebend the left knee right onto the front fleshy part of your right thigh. You're going to spin the right leg over and take the left hand to the inside of your left foot, coming into your side angle variation, right hand to the sky. So you can tuck or untuck your right toes. I find it nicer on the knee to have them untucked, but you might be opposite. So to see what feels best for your body, and check that that left knee stays directly on top of the ankle. As your right arm reaches up, maybe you look up to the right thumb, or perhaps you just let the left ear drop to the left shoulder. And then taking a half bind here, so wrapping all the way around. Slow and steady. Allowing the right hand to find the left thigh. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Slowly from here, releasing the bind, come up, hands to hips, and then turn the left toes in as your right hand comes down to the floor or to a block, just a little ways away from your right leg, left arm up and over. Push the hips through, squeeze the bum, feel the stretch through the front body. Bit Wild Thing-esque again. Space between left armpits and left hip. And then from here, on your next inhale, lift the left foot, hover it off the floor. Really firm down through that right arm. Engage the body, squeeze the butt. And then if you want to, bend the left knee, see if you can catch the left foot with the left hand. If that happens, start to kick the foot firmly into the hand so you actually get a deeper sensation through the front of the left shoulder and through the left thigh and hip. Deep breath in. Long exhale, relax the face, relax the head. And then slowly let go, let the foot float through the sky if you're holding on to it. And then as you inhale next time, left foot comes down and walk all the way through to the long edge of the mat. And then heel ball toeing the left foot out to the side. We're coming back into that half frog, half box split shape. Just letting the hips move forward and back, in and out. Let your inner thigh, your pelvis just gently peel back any layers, any extra bits of tension that might still be lurking there. Walk up onto your hands as you inhale. Heel ball toe the left foot in a little bit. And again, you may need to lift your right knee, or perhaps you feel okay to pivot on the right knee as you spin to face the front. You might need to slide the left foot in a little bit. Right hand comes to the block or the floor. And as you inhale, left bum cheek goes back, left hand to the sky. Turn the palm away from the body as you spin into that twisted half split. Nice. Good. Make sure the left hand comes directly up rather than back away from the head. That's it, yeah. Nice, deep breath in. Exhale out. And slowly bring the left hand down. Gently start to drop the hips forward and come into your low lunge with the hands on the blocks or on the floor. Body as much to the inside of the thigh as you can. Back knee down if that still feels okay. Let your hips relax. Imagine there's a weight tied to your right hip bone. It's drawing you down to the earth. Deep inhale. Slowly exhale. And slowly walk up onto your blocks with your hands. Tuck your back toes. As you lift your back knee, little forwards and back. Maybe your right hip flexor just has a little conversation with you here. And as you rock forwards and backwards, you're going to see if you can take that right foot through and hold in your pistol squat. So as I spring forwards, I have to navigate quite a big bum for this. So as I scoot through, I have to take a moment to pause, and then I can hover and then let myself land. Sole of left foot to inside of right thigh. Inhale, reach the hands up. And as you exhale, fold forwards, hold around foot, ankle or calf, and let yourself draw in as deeply as feels nourishing for you. A little bit of everything really this morning, but mainly focused on lengthening the body, especially in those places that really have an impact on our body. Side bending, big stretches through your waist is huge. Psoas muscle, huge. Hamstring, it's probably where all of us have some level of restriction. Take a deep breath here. Exhale. And then slowly unravel the spine, come all the way up. Let's scoot this left leg up with us. And as we do, we're going to rock the foot, the leg, the hip, opening, closing, moving. Toes come up higher, that opens up the hip a little bit more. The lower they come, it just kind of closes off the stretch just a bit. So just keep trying to bring the heel up, trying to separate the gap in the back of the knee. Okay, so you've got space between your calf and your thigh. Start to slow down the rocking, and then see if you can scoop the left thigh over the top of your left shoulder. And yeah, if you're wearing any kind of like t-shirt or longer sleeve top, it's a little bit more of a challenge to get the leg up there. And just keep rocking side to side, keep moving the body. And then if you're gonna go again for elephant trunk, little core, very big core activation. Hands onto blocks, either side of hips. Inhale, bum comes up, maybe right foot hovers. Okay, so have a play. You can come up and down. The other night when I taught it, we did little bum drop drills. So down, up, down, up. Nice. Squeeze that left thigh in. It creates the best facials as well. You know, when I'm like relax the jaw and everyone's jaw's like, I can't relax. Let the bum come down when you're ready, and just rock the leg. Let the left foot come forwards. And then slowly start to lay all the way down. Take a full body stretch. So reach through your fingertips, point your toes, lengthen the whole body. Let's take a little bit of a supported twist here. So we're going to slowly walk the feet up towards us. Squeeze the knees and thighs towards the belly. Rock side to side. Keep them up high. And then drop the legs all the way to the left. So right leg on top of left. Take your right arm out wide or cactus at the elbow, so bend the elbow. And maybe you extend your right leg to the top leg. Perhaps your left hand reaches for the little toe edge of your right foot. Stretching out through the piriformis, side T-band, glute, all the things. Stretching through everything, all the things. Deep breath here. Long breath out. Some of you might want to start to bend the left knee as if the left heel is coming towards your butt. And then you might reach down with the right hand to catch the left foot. You might have to lift the left foot off the floor to catch it. So I like to say, catch a tiger by its toe. And as you catch the tiger by its toe, you might be able to push the hips down into the floor a little bit more. Cat pulling its tail stretch. Don't worry if it doesn't quite make sense in the body or your brain's like, no, it's fine. Stay as you are. And then slowly releasing the outside of the right foot, releasing the left big toe, and coming back through to the middle before dropping the legs all the way over to the right. And as your knees drop over to the right, stacking left thigh on top of right leg. Squeeze the knees up. Extend the left leg away. Catch around the outside of your left foot with your right hand, maybe. And maybe you bend the left elbow and cactus arm and or straighten it out. Big laying twist. Your right hand doesn't have to catch the outside of the foot. It could be on the calf or even the outside of the thigh, giving support here to keep the leg out and up. It's like you're trying to get the toes to come into the space above where your head is right now. To try and really open up and alleviate any tension in the outside of that sit bone, bum cheek. If you want to go for cat pulling its tail, bend the right knee, reach down with the left hand for the foot. Start to draw the heel towards the bum. And also don't worry if that doesn't happen, if this pose doesn't come out into your body today, just let yourself be. And slowly releasing the feet. Take your time. Gently roll onto your back again and squeeze the knees in towards you, holding around the backs of the thighs, the hamstrings, and again, rock up and down the spine. This time as you rock up and down the spine, come all the way up to seated and back behind you, place one block along its middle setting. And that's the bit that's going to sit between the shoulder blades in the upper back, and place another block where your head will be, which will be slightly just above, but make sure there's space for the neck. If you haven't got yoga blocks at home, you can either use books or you don't have to use any of these props. Bring the soles of the feet together. And it might take you a moment to kind of lower yourself onto the props. You might have to readjust them as you come back, taking your time to get your body in place, making sure the head doesn't feel like it's not being supported at all. And then let the arms come out as wide as you can. As your arms come out wide, try and soften the whole of the back arm down to the floor. The block will almost feel like a little massage sensation in between your shoulders. And you might take great pleasure in like squeezing the shoulder blades together and then relaxing to almost give yourself a deep tissue massage. If it's seriously painful on the blocks, if you feel like you're here, but the intensity is way too much, dial it back. You can either take the blocks away or you can turn them onto a lower setting, that middle one particularly. I'm just taking a few deep belly breaths here, starting to really reattach to our pranayama practice, our breath work, and the movement that breath can have on the body. Allow yourself to find a slow, steady pace of breath. And let your lower abdominal really fill up with air as you inhale. And as you exhale, can you let yourself sink into the blocks a little bit more? Can you take this moment of practice to actually reclaim surrender and to allow yourself permission to do just that? We're going to take 10 more breaths here, 10 more opportunities to expand, contract, soften, and let go. Can your breath reach right down to where you feel your pubic bone? Allow yourself to take one more deep and full breath here. And slowly start to slide your hands down to the outside of your thighs. As you do, begin to bring the knees together. Gently roll onto your left-hand side off of the props if you've been using them, and spend a moment there, hands underneath head for support. Just allowing your body to take a moment. As you breathe life into the back body now, you'll feel there's almost this void where the blocks once were, where there was that massage sensation, that tension in the body. Really slowly, starting to make your way back onto your backs. Move the blocks out of the way. And if you wanted to put on any extra layers, you could do that now. If you want to allow yourself to just take a moment to get as cozy as you can, blankets on, bolsters underneath the backs of knees if you like that support for the lower back and the hamstrings. Also lay it along the length of your spine on the bolster if you want that opening of the heart space and the shoulders a little bit more. You choose your focus here. It's your rest. As you drop into relaxation today, this morning, whilst you're here, I'm just going to come around with the oil air, which is, as many of you know, a blend, respiratory support blend. And what I'll probably do so that you get the benefit of the oil being on the skin, so the transdermal benefit, but also so that you get the smell, is come up and just pop it on the back of your neck behind your ears. Okay, and so you'll get the smell, but you won't have the eye-watering, hopefully not the eye-watering sensation that this oil can bring. And if you've got this oil at home or eucalyptus or anything else, you might pop some onto your hands and gently rub it around the back of your neck as well. It's really nice to introduce at this stage of down regulation a little bit of support through essential oils, just to allow the body to actually take time to absorb all of the nourishing benefits. And so taking a few deep breaths here. And when you feel the oil touch, you'll probably want to do the same as well to start to really feel the oil move through the skin. Take a deep drink of breath in. Open the mouth and exhale. Starting to stretch the arms maybe above the head and move the hands and the feet. Begin your reawakening process, whatever that looks like to you, however that feels best. Moving in a way that feels supportive and nourishing. Until you feel ready to gently and slowly make your way up to seated. Taking the hands together in prayer and allowing the thumbs to come to third eye. Together we'll seal our practice this morning with a bow of love, honor and respect. Remembering that we are all connected. We are one. Namaste. Thank you. Happy Friday, yogis. Thank you so much. Lovely to see you.